This review has been approved by Lord Carnage.
Banished from Earth Classic Game Room broadcasts from the Intergalactic Space Arcade on its never-ending mission to review everything.
You know what I like in video games? Flamethrowers, machine guns, and giant robots. This game has all of those things, and it's an excellent turn-based tactical strategy game. You know it as Front Mission. And so do I, and so does everyone else, because that's the name of the game being played here on the Sony PlayStation.
Yo, what's up, giant robots?
Can you tell I'm recording on a Friday? This is basically a PlayStation port of the 1995 Super Nintendo game, and pretty much the same thing that you can get on the Nintendo DS. I guess technically this is called Front Mission First. It's a 2003 release for the PlayStation. I didn't have a problem with the language barrier on this one, but I've played the game before, and also most of the menus are in English, so that kind of helps. The black screens between the action takes a bit of time, and that's my only real complaint with the game. Otherwise, it's incredible. Front Mission is incredible. What makes the Front Mission series so good?
Giant motherfucking robots!
Yeah, that, and also, they're just really good strategy games. If you like Final Fantasy Tactics or Vandal Hearts or any other tactical strategy game, then you're going to love this. So here's what you do. You have a squad of soldiers or whatever, and you equip them with giant robots filled with missiles and machine guns and flamethrowers and all kinds of other cool stuff. And then you blow up the enemy with said robots. There's a plot in the game, which I was paying attention to the first time I played it in English, and this time I was just enjoying the battles. So something about Huffman Island, robots needing to be blown up. There you go. We don't care why we're stomping things with robots. What's important is that we are. And having fun doing it. Front Mission games are never the most visually exciting games. They look good and they play well, but they're fairly static games. It's tactical strategy after all. When you begin, your team sucks. Your robots are weak. You can't do any damage. It's really tough to start the game, actually. Especially if you're not that familiar with these games. But after a while, your robots level up, or your characters level up, and you get all kinds of crazy weapons and skills, and you learn to just start picking the arms off of the bad guys, because then they can't shoot you. The first game in the Front Mission series is a bit basic compared to some of the later ones like Front Mission 3, 4, and 5, and 5 definitely had a language barrier issue, so I'll warn you about that right now. If you don't speak Japanese, that one's tougher than this. You have a lot of customization options. There's a ton of different weapon combos you can go with: machine guns, rifles, grenade launchers, missiles. You can try to attack enemies from a distance, or take them on at close range, but then you risk being shot at or hit in return. So I always go in with the same strategy. On any Front Mission game, I shower the enemies with missiles until they're wounded, and then go in and just start ripping their arms off. And then beating them with their arms. You can't actually do that, but if you could, that would be fun. Like the DS version, you can play both sides of the conflict, and it gets pretty tough later in the game. You've got to use your brain, use strategy, and definitely pay attention to how you're equipping your robots and your entire team. You'll want long-range support, you'll want some tough robots that are good at close range. All in all, it's an extremely well-balanced and very playable turn-based tactical strategy game, one that I highly recommend. And I've played most of the other ones. I'm pretty excited about the fact a fan just sent a copy of Front Mission 2 to the show, so I'm playing that right after this one.
Yo, even more giant robots! With a 2!
It's a Japanese exclusive, I think. Front Mission 3 came to the West, and that's also on the PlayStation. And that one might be my favorite Front Mission, but this one is very good. If you've enjoyed it on the DS and just want to see it on a bigger screen, then check out the PlayStation version, but you will need a Japanese PlayStation or PlayStation 2, which is what I'm using, to enjoy it. And it does look and sound great. I bought this one a couple years ago. I don't recall it being terribly expensive, but it's a great game. It's good on any platform. Super Nintendo, well, I guess technically Super Famicom. Nintendo DS has the Western version. And here on the Sony PlayStation, it's Front Mission, the first game in one of the greatest series of giant robot stomping things games ever created. And I love blowing up things with my supply truck. I typically just drive it around and use it as a decoy and distract the enemy robots and then shower them with missiles until they're like broken into little pieces and on fire and stuff. It's awesome. I love this game.
Yeah, this is Jesus' New Jersey cousin, Guizus. I'm a leprechaun.